A ship graveyard or ship cemetery is a location where the scrapped ships are left to decay and disintegrate or are broken to recycle their metal. The graveyards are of two varieties: the ones created specifically for the purpose of the oceanic parts, where ships have been stranded without any chances of getting rescued because of natural occurrences. Alternatively, there exists a third variant of ship graveyard. The ships that form a part of this graveyard are not ships that are put specifically to disintegrate. So let's see World 10 largest ship graveyards. Bay of Nouadhibou. Nouadhibou is the second largest city in Mauritania and serves as a major commercial center. Located in Mauritania, this passage of water is regarded unequivocally across the world as being the world's largest graveyard. According to statistics, more than 300 vessels can be found in this dumping ground. However, unlike the other mentioned ship graveyards, the Bay of Nouadhibou was used as ship dumping ground mainly on account of the avarice of the Mauritian authorities who allowed uncensored dumping of ships in the bay. Skeleton Coast is the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean coast of Namibia and south of Angola from the Cunan River south to the Swakop River, although the name is sometimes used to describe the entire Namib Desert coast. The Skeleton Coast is a ship graveyard in Namibia. Known as the Skeleton Coast National Park, named in the year 1973, the ship graveyard is regarded by many as the world's largest graveyard of ships. The occurrence of impenetrable fogs and storms has led to various ships being stranded, causing it to become a vessel graveyard. The Skeleton Coast originates at the mouth of the River Ugab and extends up to the River Cunan located near the border of Angola. Jervois Beach. Located just 2 hours south of Sydney, the Shoalhaven region is made up of an abundance magnificent beaches. As the Adelaide port was used as a graveyard for ships from the 1900s till the 1960s. Since most of the ships have been completely disassembled, there is not much by way of any wreckage in the beach. However, there are 4 ships whose salvaged remains can be seen from the shore during low tide. Bikini Atoll is an atoll in the Marshall Islands, which consists of 23 islands totaling 3.4 square miles surrounding a deep 229.4 square mile central lagoon. The Bikini Atoll was used for the United States naval ships at the time of the Second World War. A very popular destination for researchers and scuba divers, it has been recently found out that the coral reefs of the atoll, which had been completely destructed due to the wartime activities, were showing signs of regrowth and resurgence. Staten Island is the southernmost of New York City's 5 boroughs. It is connected to Lower Manhattan via the Staten Island Ferry, which runs across New York Harbor. Staten Island Zoo is home to kangaroos, birds of prey and snakes. The Staten Island Graveyard in the United States is a well-known graveyard for tugs and barges. The most important aspect of the Staten Island Graveyard is that some of the tugs and boats salvaged belong to the 20th century, and it forms one of the most sought-after places for scuba diving. Landévennec, a vessel graveyard in France, is a commune in the Finistère department of Brittany in northwestern France. The Landévennec graveyard is used mainly as a military vessel graveyard. The graveyard is basically a water cove created by the old river about the Penfourne Point near Landévennec and has a depth of about 10 meters. Surrounding mountains help as a buffer to keep the water calm at all times, which helps in the better disintegrating of the vessels. Alan is a census town in Bhavnagar district in the Indian state of Gujarat. The world's largest graveyard with respect to shipbreaking in the Indian subcontinent, Alang in Gujarat, India. Overseas ship dismantling for almost 50% of the world's vessels. The shipbreaking operations in the graveyard began in the year 1983, and today, after nearly 3 decades, a lot of questions have been raised about the conditions faced by the workers of the ship graveyard. Gadani is a coastal village of Las Bela district located in the southern part of Balochistan along the Arabian Sea, Pakistan. Located near Karachi, Pakistan, the Gadani ship graveyard is the third biggest vessel graveyard in the world. In the previous financial year, around 107 ships were dismantled at Gadani, which is over 100 plots for vessel dismantling. Aral Sea. The Aral Sea is a well-known graveyard of ships in the Eurasian country of Uzbekistan. Once a thriving hive of fishing activity, the sea was reduced to a graveyard because of a decision by the former USSR. According to the UN Secretary-General, the Aral Sea represents the largest graveyard in today's times, detrimental to the overall marine ecology of the area. Curtin Artificial Reef. Curtin Artificial Reef is a popular dive site in Moreton Bay and is easily accessible from Brisbane. Is a ship graveyard in Australia. The graveyard was established by the Underwater Research Group of Queensland in collaboration with the Australian Armed Forces, the Transport Department of Queensland, and the Tug and the Barge Corporations.